What's up, everybody in the YouTube world, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger comic book review. This is officially episode 401 on the road to 500. Yep. 99 more episodes, and we hope a bitch ain't one. But anyway, this is a special episode for the Dark Avenger comic book review because it has been away from this channel for almost an entire year. If this show would have gone 2 more weeks on Comic Frontline, it would have been an entire full year. But it is shy 2 weeks of a full year away from this channel. And honestly, this show is the heart and soul of Dark Avenger C86 and one of the shows that I believe this channel needs, period. Needs. So we're here. I'm going to just I just want to have a little bit of an intro. This is a homecoming, after all, for the heart and soul of Dark Avenger C86. So we're going to have a bit of a homecoming. We are doing this as a live show still. We were debating whether we want to do video, live stream. We like talking with you guys, so we decided to do it as a live show because it worked out great on Frontline. However, this week we're a bit late. I wanted to do these around 10 o'clock on Monday night. Unfortunately, it is 12 in the morning, going on 1 in the morning. So it's a teeny bit later than when I originally wanted to go live. So if nobody shows up on this live stream, I don't count it because we did late today. We were late. And it's my fault. For those of you that don't know, I'm still reworking all my gaming systems, and the Xbox is backwards compatible now, so I'm basically installing a lot of my favorite 360 games and whatnot. Mr. Gretzky, what's going on, my friend? It's great to see you in the comments. Hopefully everybody who watched the Dark Avenger comic book review, I can talk, live on Comic Frontline will have followed or moved over to this channel. So this way we can still have a fun conversation. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Gomez Comic Collector? You lucky it's 9:50 where I live. 9:50 at night or 9:50 in the morning? Which of the two? If it's at night, then, sir, you are lucky because it is a lot earlier than it is here. If it's 9:50 in the morning, then damn, you're watching a comic book review early in the morning. PM. Okay, it's 9:05 PM. Watch TV show broadcast. Thank me. Bro. Oh! And thank you later. I watched the TV show Broadchurch and thank me later.
I don't understand that.
You'll have to explain that to me later, Jordan, or explain it to Michael and me or something, because I'm kind of lost with that statement. But okay, so we're going to be doing this as a live format for X amount of time, and we're hoping that you guys will come on the live show and talk with us about our comics. This is not going to be like we've been doing the comic book review for the past 100, 200, maybe even 300 reviews. From now on, we're going to be doing more of a discussion-based review. We're not going to be going through in-depth reviews for every single one of our books. However, if there's a book that we really liked or a book that we want to talk about in depth, we will. If not, books are going to be short unless you guys would like to talk about it in the comments. Broadchurch is good. Oh, what's up, Justin, by the way? And okay, sounds interesting. I might, as you guys know, I'm not really deep into TV because I got so many other things going on, but that's how the show is going to be going from now on. It's going to be more discussion-based. You're going to be noticing it's going to be a faster-paced show. I would say at most it'll be an hour, maybe at the least a half hour, 45 minutes-ish, depending on how comments go and what we're doing. Now, comment-wise, as always, at the beginning of the show, as we're talking about everything, we expect the same thing from comments. But as we're getting into comics, and I noticed this happened a little bit on Frontline, we're not going to delve into different topics like movies, TV, anime, and stuff like that. Any of those type of comments, absolutely bring them over to Frontline on Dark Avenger Live on Fridays, and we will talk about them to death. But for this show, we want to keep the comments and we want to keep the discussion specifically for the books we're reviewing. We are going to be talking about all the books we've read this week. I've read every single one. It was a light week. I actually just read Grimm Fairy Tales right before going live. This week was a pretty nice week, a pretty moderate week. Not too many disappointments. I was disappointed with 1 or 2 books, but some books it's more expected than others. So let's delve into it. Again, this is a special homecoming, welcome home, so to speak, to the review. As you guys can see on the title, it's back to just comic review episode because we are on Dark Avenger C86. So Hey, Chris, I might bring my question up Friday. All right, bring your question up Friday. You still getting the gaming box, and did you pick up Clue by IDW? Yes, I picked up Clue by IDW. Looks like an interesting book that came out last week. I'm still reading it. No, we have actually dropped all of our mystery boxes for now due to financials. And honestly, we really weren't enjoying that much that was coming out of the boxes, except for the retro gaming treasure. That we were enjoying, but it was so expensive, and we were getting like 4 retro games, and we honestly have only played a handful of them so far. So we decided to...
Weren't they going into different categories of retro?
Yeah. They were. And we were always getting those stupid sports games, and on our subscription, it said, please do not send sports games. And in every single box, we got at least 1 sports game. And it was like, come on now, guys. I mean, we let it go 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4, 5 months. I mean, the 6th month, it's like, shame on us. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it's shame on me. And we went 5 times, so it was shame on us times 5. Mike, be ready for Friday laughs evilly.
The only thing... Well, he just sent me the poster for the Netflix Punisher. That's all I saw. So
looks interesting. All right,
you
so
did see it.
Oh yeah, I saw it online.
Okay.
So I'm going to be looking that way a little bit because I'm going to be looking at the uploads and updates because I want to finish this. I hope it doesn't slow us down here. We are wired, so we shouldn't be slowing down. Hopefully you guys are seeing us nice. So I'm not expecting a huge audience, but we're going to test this out as a live show for a while. If we notice that a lot of you are not interested in the live show format, we will be changing this to a video format. But personally, I like doing it as a live show because I like interacting with you guys. But if you guys are not around, then it's like we're doing it recording anyway, and we can get better quality from the camera from doing this not live. But as I can see on a Monday night at 12:52 a.m., we've got 5 viewers. Thank all of you guys for being here live for this monumentous return of the Dark Avenger comic book review. Live is better, I think. I agree with you, Mr. Gomez, comic collector. Hopefully, you will be with us from this point on. This way, we can talk comics together.
To a video you posted,
but not at 1 a.m. I agree.
You say it refers to a video you posted. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. You'll have to wait and find out. All right, and we got Mike T in the comments now. All right, so let's we got 6 live viewers now. So before we lose our 6 live viewers, because it is getting late and we want to push through these, let's get into the books for this review. And in this monumentous 401st episode, going towards episode 500, new format, new everything. Just popped in to say hi and have a good night. All right, have a good night, Jordan. What is the date for the books that we are going to be talking about in this video?
The dates of these comic books, digitally and physically, were released on July 12, 2017. And with my trusty iPod Touch, we're going to go digitals first with your book.
We're going to go digitals first. And as you guys know, we do independent digitally, independent physically. Big 2 digitally, big 2 physically.
Big 2 meaning DC and Marvel.
Right. Meaning
Marvel,
DC and Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel, DC.
It's always Marvel, DC. We always end on DC, but we used to end in Marvel. We used to end in DC. We flip-flop several times.
It's the big 2, yeah.
Right. So we just end with DC because right now Rebirth is where it's at, and I'm enjoying it. And Marvel has a lot of getting its stuff together for. And then we'll see if maybe we'll do a mix mash of DC, Marvel, or whatever. We'll see how it goes. Your comments are always welcome. If you'd like to see a mix of DC and Marvel instead of DC and then Marvel or Marvel then DC, your voices are more than welcome to be heard in the comments right now live, or if you're watching this post-live, let us know post-live. Do you want us to mix the Marvel and DC books, or would you like them in the Marvel DC order? Let us know. So let's start with Youngblood issue number 3. Very interesting book. I'm really liking the artwork. Rebirth is awesome in my opinion, Chris. I 100% agree with you. It's a nice book. I'm really enjoying it. We get a little bit more in-depth about the team, how they met up with Rock, and we're starting to see them get together, and then the president finds out about them, and now he's putting out a contingency plan for, I forgot, oh God, why did I forget the guy's name, the Archer guy? But Youngblood is really good. Definitely something I recommend. Justin, if you'd like to say anything about Youngblood in the comments, please feel free to, and I'll read it out loud. But I'll talk a little bit more. I'm sorry, I got to say one more thing. If we're talking about a book you're reading and you would like to say something about the book, positive or negative, just say it in the comments, and when I'm done with the book, I will definitely, yes, thank you, Shaft. I will definitely read it before moving on to the other book. I apologize if I start a new book and you leave a comment. I'll go back to your comment before getting comments for the next book. But if any of the books we have to say, I put the list up on purpose. You can go into the description below right now and see the order of the books we're going to be talking about. Just as you see, we're getting to the next book. If you have an opinion about it, just start writing it. And once I'm done reviewing it or talking about it, we'll go to your guys' comments on Youngblood. And I think Justin has nothing really deep he wants to say. I'm sure you're loving Youngblood, though, Justin, 100%. So, Grimm Fairy Tales, issue number 7. If you're still typing, Justin, keep typing, and I'll read it out loud if you're typing. I don't know if you are or not. I can't see you. So, issue 7, we get to see Snow. Here we go. I just think it's fun that Youngblood is getting another shot. I've enjoyed it so far. 100% agree with you. So, issue 7, we get introduced to the ancestor of Snow White. Interesting. We actually see her in her ancestor's clothes. We find out about the League of the Tarot, and they're going to be going after Sky. We get a little bit of background with Sky going on. We're seeing all these forces that are plotting against her. And now there's going to be an attack on her next. I love the artwork in this book. The direction of Grimm Fairy Tales, though, I miss Seela. Let me point out, I miss Seela. I miss kind of the way it was going. Grimm Fairy Tales worth reading. Never picked up any of those books. How do I say this? I would say if you're gonna try Grimm Fairy Tales, Justin said it right now. This volume I'm kind of not feeling, but if you'd like to try a good volume, try the first volume, volume 1. All of it, I believe, is on trade paperback right now. You can check it out on Zenoscope. You can look it up on Amazon. Get the old trades for the first volume of Grimm Fairy Tales. It went till 100 and either 25 or 50. I don't remember. It went past 100. Is it like Dirty Disney? No, not Dirty Disney at all. It has sexy covers. It has sexy clothes, but it's not dirty. It's dark. Think dark Disney. And it's not just Disney. There's Robin Hood. There's Snow White. Cinderella. Oz. They have Oz in there. Red Riding Hood. You've got a lot. It's a lot of the Grimm Fairy Tales characters.
Don't forget Van Helsing.
So it's the Grimm universe, basically, not the Disney universe. Disney only grabbed a couple of Grimm stories. It's more the Grimm universe. I've read up on it. Maybe check the first volume. And if you like the first volume, you can test the waters with volume 2. But like Justin just said, and like a lot of people I know have mentioned, this volume where I don't want to spoil it, but I have to mention one thing. The main character, Seela, ends up leaving. I won't say how so you won't be spoiled. And her daughter takes over as the main character in the book. Skylar. Yeah, her daughter.
Yeah, but I'm just saying a name.
Okay, and it goes in a different direction. I mean, in the end of the first volume, it changes to a school format where Seela's more of a teacher and her daughter is one of the students. The stories were good up until 110 or so. Okay, that's where things started to change format.
The school at Arcane Acres, you mean? Okay.
The school at Arcane Acres, the last couple of arcs kind of led to where we are now with the volume. Like a panel, yeah, sort of like that, yeah. So I'm enjoying it. Like, as you guys can see, I moved it to a digital format again. It's okay. Again, for fans who are interested in Grimm Fairy Tales, I always recommend them to go to volume 1 first.
Okay, my only book from Grimm Fairy Tales, actually, from Zenoscope, is the Grimm Fairy Tales 2017 Swimsuit Special. Now,
don't think it's actual. There are pinups, but there's an actual story in it. I know that much.
And the story is just, to sum it up, it's basically Skylar, and this is all taking place at Arcane Acres, of course, is going up against Sandstorm. Now, Sandstorm, we saw last time, was in the Robin Hood Tarot that I reviewed last time.
Tarot. Tarot. The tarot card.
Yeah. And he was in there. So,
that's right. She was actually the one that was in. Yeah, okay.
Right. So it was just them fighting each other, like a brief fight, and then that was it. Then she just was like out of the loop after a while, and then she just said that was it. So it was... yeah, it was like, okay. And then, like Chris said, you do get the pinups of the swimsuit. So If you want to see any of those, you could. But
and I agree with Justin. Justin said a good Xenoscope series to get is The Little Mermaid. I know, but it's I know, but it's good. It is. It's written by Meredith Finch. It's done really well. It's not your typical Ariel from Disney Little Mermaid. Everybody thinks that automatically. No, remember, this is a retelling of the Grimm stories, not a retelling of the Disney stories.
And we got a Meredith Finch book.
Speaking of Meredith Finch, good timing, Justin. Rose, issue number 4. This is, I believe, cover B. It does not say it.
Does it say in the book?
It might say it in the book. Let me check in the book. I'm sorry.
Is it a wraparound cover?
No, it's a sideways cover though. That's for sure.
Cover?
No, does not say.
Oh,
cover AR by. No, David Finch did the cover for B, and I believe this is David Finch. I was looking for his signature, but anyway, this is the cover. Oh my goodness, you were right.
Yeah.
So this is the cover for Rose issue number 4. Which now, if I look at the bottom, it'll probably have a signature somewhere.
Oh, it says right there, cover B.
Cover B, that's right. Thank you.
Wow, I'm pointing up the stuff tonight.
You can tell the cover from the barcode. Yeah, thanks, Justin. We figured it out.
He figured it out.
I enjoyed this issue. Rose is now on the hunt for Thorn. Yeah, this wraparound is beautiful, and this series is beautiful. Gomez, if you have not read this, I would definitely recommend checking out Rose. It's a fun issue. I'll show you guys. When I have a physical book, I like to show artwork in the book. Don't worry, I'm not going from beginning to end. I'm looking for artwork to show you guys. I love the artwork in this book. Meredith Finch mentioned she loved the artist on her book, and I agree 100%. So Rose is now on the hunt for Thorn, whom is her cat. I will show you what her cat is. Her cat is basically her guardian. The Guardians... like spiritual animal or partner, and Rose is a guardian. Why can't I find a good picture? Because there's a fight going on between.
Yeah, we try not to show any blood or nude.
The others. No, not just that. Here, and this is Thorn, and they're looking for each other. Thorn is in his own fight. Rose is fighting to escape the clutches of the evil queen's henchmen, who wants to bring her in dead or alive. And I just really enjoy this story so much. And now Rose found Thorn, but now her fight and his fight have now combined into one, because now not only are Thorn and Rose like face to face with the other guardian, not the other guardians, the other spirit guardians or the other cats, but now she also brought the henchmen of the queen. So now it's going to become like this huge all-out fight, I believe. And it looks... I'm loving Rose. It's one of my favorite independent series from Image right now. If you'd like something new, it's only at issue 4. This, Birthright, are the 2 books I always recommend as far as newer books. But Birthright's already in its 4th book. So I could also say Paper Girls. There's a lot coming out of Image. But Meredith Finch's Rose is really good. If you enjoyed her Wonder Woman run, if you enjoyed her Little Mermaid book, from Zenoscope, if you enjoy any of Meredith Finch's work, you will love Rose. Every time it comes in the mail, I get really happy. New Superman issue number 13 continues the story with Emperor Superman or Superman Zero. We find out that Dr. Oz or Omen is Keenan's mother. Keenan's father gets, he finds out that the father's still alive. The mother gets taken away by Emperor Superman. The father disappears. We find out, huge twist of fate here, spoiler kind of, Emperor Superman is Keenan's older brother.
Huh.
And the mother, or the doctor, Dr. Omen, basically just considers him a failed experiment.
Wow.
So Keenan's mom is a bitch. I'm sorry, but she is definitely a bitch. So the Emperor ends up taking her away, and now they're looking to make her talk about the project or a way to take over China. And she refuses. She says, you can kill me. It won't bother me. I don't feel pain or anything. But then they show her the husband. They revived him. They fixed him. And now they're going to kill him in front of her if she doesn't help. Keenan, after doing meditation, his sensei, I believe his sensei is split into 2. One is the evil one that's dealing with the mother, and one is a good one. And Keenan now has to step up as the leader. So he goes and he gets Batman of China, and now they have to find Wonder Woman of China. He needs to bring the Justice League back together. They already have the Flash of China, and he has to bring the Justice League back together and fight Emperor Superman and save China and save his mother. which I think by the end of the story arc, either the mother's going to disappear with the father and they're going to go somewhere else or be captured somewhere else, or she's going to hide out somewhere else with the husband. Or it would be interesting also if she stuck around. Either way, really good. I like Two-Face. Two-Face? Two-Face is
like
nice.
Two-Face.
Oh, like Two-Face. Yeah, basically. Yeah. All right, we're going into Marvel. Do I have what's after this?
That and then my book.
All right, your book's fine. I want to know.
Oh.
Spider-Man issue 2, the second volume, issue number 1. I really don't know how I feel about this book yet. It opens up with the 2 Spider-Men chasing after a plane and Pete saying to Miles, "I never should have let you be another Spider-Man." Just like China.
Huh? Oh. Justice China League.
Just China. Either way, man, it's still really awesome. It opens up with that, and then it jumps into the past where it's all Miles. Miles is the spotlight of this first issue until something happens in New York. He teams up with Pete, and we find out that Taskmaster shows up, and then we go somewhere else outside of New York, and we see the 616 Miles Morales for the first time. Bobby, what's going on? Did you like Deadly Class 29? If you weren't here at the beginning, anything Deadly Class 29, why does that sound familiar?
Isn't that an anime?
If that's an anime, save that question for Dark Avenger Live on Frontline on Fridays, but I will answer that. I never watched that. If Deadly Class 29 is, I think that's a book, dude. No, Deadly Class is a book. Because I've seen it. I'm behind on I don't read Deadly Class, I don't believe. I have not read Deadly Class. It is a comic. It's from Image, I believe. Image or Dark Image or something. Bobby, where did Deadly Class come from? Is it Image? It came out last Wednesday. It's an Image comic. I thought so. No, I'm way far behind on Deadly Class. I'm way far behind on Deadly Class, my friend. I haven't read it. But if you're recommending it, I could definitely check it out. So if you're recommending me check it out, I'll check out Deadly Class. I'll actually put that down on a list to check out. Is it a jump-on friendly book, Bobby? And while you're answering that question, I thought so. He's even lolling. I thought it sounded like it sounds like an anime. Forgive me, but then it hit me. It was from Image. It hit me. It was from Image. We get to see the Miles Morales of the 616, and it turns out he might be the ultimate Miles from the future, moved back to the past. I don't know. It's very interesting and very question marky. Looks interesting, feels interesting. Not too sure if I'm on board quite yet. I believe it's a miniseries. I think part 2 starts with issue 25. I don't know if I can go that far back, man. Maybe I'll check out issue 29 and I'll see when the next story arc starts and I'll try it then. Maybe I'll do that if that sounds cool with you. I'll check out this issue. If I'm very lost, I'll wait till we get into another story arc. My current few Image comics.
Favorite.
Oh, my fave, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 5-part series, so 25. So 30 it'll end. I'll check out issue 31, but I'll check it out anyway. I believe I heard of Deadly Class. And I missed the first 5 issues, so I kind of just put it. I don't know if maybe the artwork also was what pushed me away. On that Spider-Man 2 is a 5-part series. Okay, so it's 5 parts, 4 more parts to go. We'll see where it goes. I'll definitely check out the next issue, see what I think. Weapon X issue number 5, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know, man. The artwork did change. It's not by Greg Land. So we don't have those big TV smiles anymore. I don't know how I feel. I mean, we see this female scientist who ends up dying in the end of the book. Spoiler alert, but not really. They end up using her as a test subject. They follow a lead to a lawyer or an accountant. And it turns out the accountant, they put nanobots in him to kill him if he started talking. WMD. I wasn't feeling it. Weapons of mass. Okay, so yeah, I'm not feeling this arc either, Gomez. I'm really not. It's WMD, Weapons of Mutant Destruction. I don't know how I feel about this either. And you've got Totally Awesome Hulk teaming up with them, and and they're technically calling. I don't know. I don't see this book really going too far. Did you see some of the D23 Marvel stuff, like Thanos and his kids? No, I have not. I didn't read the Hulk tie-in. Was it good? Again, I feel like they're doing this to kind of force the crossover to get people to buy either Totally Awesome Hulk or Weapon X or both. But in this case, it does tie into the story. If you are not enjoying the story, it's a continuation of the story in Hulk. In this book, it moves us a little bit further along. You got Domino and Warpath fighting a bunch of those androids. I don't like tie-ins so much. Crossovers. Yeah, this is more of a crossover than a tie-in. It is a crossover. Tie-ins are more like what's going on with Secret Empire. This is a crossover, and I feel like it was done on purpose to get sales for both books up. And it's obviously not working because the next story arc for Hulk, or Totally Awesome Hulk, which is going to become Incredible Hulk, is going to be Planet Hulk. And for Weapon X, I think they're going in a completely different direction as well. I'm not really feeling this arc. I'm just kind of riding the wave with this arc. When we're done with it, I'll be happy, honestly. But it's okay. Obviously, Reverend Stryker is going to make his ultimate monster. And in the end, it's going to be up to everyone and the Totally Awesome Hulk to stop them. Like Civil War 2 smack my head. I will be getting to that book momentarily, Bobby. Hold your thoughts on that book. I will be getting there. It's actually on the list. If you would like to see in the description below, it actually lists all the books I'm going to be reviewing. So stay tuned. That's coming up soon. But as far as like Civil War, oh God, we don't talk about Civil War 2. I'm glad Marvel made the statement. There will be no events for 18 months. We need it. We need that 18-month break, and I still feel like they're going to break that somehow. But anyway, all in all, I'm just waiting for this arc to end when it comes to Weapon X.
Deadpool issue number 33. So this book I actually found to be a little bit funny, but also a really good book. I'm actually liking how Deadpool's actually picking up. Like, we all know that Ellie got in trouble in school, his daughter, and he goes to the school to meet up with the principal, and it was just like a short scene where basically he just knocks out the principal because he wouldn't like bring the boys who were bullying her because they thought that she started the fight, and then that was it from there. But we get a little bit of the backstory of Preston. Now, Preston is Ellie's mother because she's wondering where the mother has been, and we see that years ago there was this thing that was taking over Manhattan. So she went with the agents to who were actually backstabbers to her, so that she knocked them out. And then with Deadpool,
Deadpool's a pretty good read.
Yeah. Now, Deadpool's mission was to kill Coulson because he met up with Captain America in the beginning of the book, I forgot to mention. So Preston finds a video surveillance where Coulson went in the building, and where Deadpool went in, which I believe was an issue or two ago, she found out that not only he killed Coulson, but he was right next to Captain America when the whole building exploded. And then Preston didn't like that very much, so that's when they went their different ways, and he didn't want to tell Ellie about the mother. But all he said to her was that we change, you know, that's how everything goes and everything. Like, he was trying to make her feel a little bit better. And, of course, he's Hail Hydra, and he's like Hail yada, yada, yada at the end because, you know, Deadpool has to always breaking the fourth wall.
Well, they said that when Despicable Deadpool comes out, he's going to be more of a villain again.
But he meets up with someone now. When I say Peter, I don't mean Peter Parker. Like, he talks with someone on the phone named Peter, like, saying, like, his next destination is, like, jail or something. Like, I don't know what that part was. That was a little bit confusing, but I guess we'll find out in the next issue. So, yeah, really something.
3 books. 3 books.
Yeah.
All 3 books.
All 3? Oh.
1, 2, 3. Yes. All right. Here we go. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 30. I am dropping Amazing Spider-Man. I believe we have him next month. We have the next issue of Amazing Spider-Man. But after that, I'm actually letting this story go. I'm sorry. I'm sure Tevye somewhere when he hears this is going to be doing a dance of joy. And I love Alex Ross's covers, but this story arc is boring. And honestly, I'm not feeling anything with Amazing Spider-Man. You know, I kept holding hope. Superior Spider-Man was good. At first, when we thought it was like permanent, everybody was mad. Everybody was like, Otto Octavius will never be Spider-Man, yada, yada. And then we got Pete back, Parker Industries, traveling around the world, Tony Stark. Now, what they're promising with Legacy is to bring Pete back to the Daily Bugle. He loses Parker Industries. He's back to being like a cameraman, hard in his luck, yada, yada. Normal stuff. Back, supporting cast will be back and everything. I just don't trust it, and I don't know whether to blame Marvel or to blame Dan Slott. I truly don't feel like I could point a finger at Dan Slott at this point because the higher-ups in Marvel don't want a lot of things that made Spider-Man good in the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that. They don't want that anymore, and I feel like they kind of are pointing the direction they want Spider-Man in, but at the same time, Dan Slott's writing the stories for it, so blame Marvel. I blame the writer, and look, I mean, as much of I love Dan Slott. He's a great guy. Met him twice at New York Comic Con. He was nothing but nice, wonderful guy. If I saw him on the street, I'd shake his hand. I wouldn't, you know, a lot of people hate him and want to, you know, curse him out. I've heard there were death threats. I'd never do that to him. Great guy, wonderful guy, and he really plays on a lot his writing style, and I think the way he does things, he does for a specific reaction, but I was just bored with it. You got Pete, who's back he goes back to Japan. This is after the fallout of Secret Empire, where the Avengers and everybody else lost. Otto Octavius, the Superior Spider-Man or Superior Octopus, now attacks Parker Industries, destroys it. And I love, cheeky. The Parker Industries logo is now a double O for Otto Octavius. He takes control over all of Parker Industries and all the stuff that Pete's made. It's basically Pete has the upper hand over to Otto, and then we find out that Otto actually is the one that has the hand or the upper hand over Pete. We all know Parker Industries is going to be going down now. I mean, they already kind of spoiled it. I don't know why Marvel wanted or insists on spoiling so much ahead of time, but I mean, we saw it coming, especially with 2099, where Parker Industries was already destroyed. So Otto Octavius is looking to take control over Parker Industries. By the time Secret Empire ends, Otto Octavius and Parker Industries are going to be gone. And Pete, they're going to throw him back to being the newsboy, the guy that works for the pictures and whatnot. And I'm okay with that, but why can't we go the extra mile and just put Spider-Man back the way he was before Brand New Day, Marvel? I mean, I know your higher-ups and your what do you call it, your editor-in-chief doesn't want it, but we want it. The fans want it. And I don't care what you say about Renew Your Vows. How about you make this world, the alternate universe, and make Renew Your Vows universe the main universe? If Superman could have a son and Batman could have a son, Spider-Man could have his daughter, just change her from Annie Mae to Mayday Parker, and boom. You've got not only canon, but you're setting up for the Spider-Girl series in the future, and Pete can still be young. And you just take away Mary Jane's ability to be a Spider-Person. You're already setting that up in Renew Your Vows anyway after the Venom suit. Not that hard, Marvel, but apparently you're hard up on making sure Spider-Man is not married anymore because you don't like it. You know who you are, Joe Quesada. You know, and we know. We're not stupid. Us fans, we've listened to you talk. We know it's your selfish wanting of them not to be married, which is why Spider-Man's not married today. And some fans are happy with it, and some fans, a lot of fans, are not. You want to continue to be selfish? I can't wait for you to not be editor-in-chief anymore. This way, maybe there'll be a hope of seeing a miniseries where we see Spider-Man versus Mephisto to undo the bullshit that you did how many years ago now?
Maybe
about 10 years ago?
Oh, 10 years ago. Yeah.
No, maybe 7, 8 years ago. I don't know. Somewhere between 7 to 10 years ago. Sorry, man. I mean, I don't want to see you go, but if that's what it's going to take to possibly see Spider-Man put back the right way, like DC did with Superman, like DC did with a few superheroes, if you leaving is the only way we're going to get Spider-Man back to the way he was, don't think I'll be sad when you leave. Unfortunately, it might be a lot longer than we thought. I've spent too much time. Edge of the Venomverse, issue number 2. If you want to see about Gwenpool in her universe where she gets the Venom symbiote, this is your book. It spotlights Gwenpool, and we don't even know how she has the symbiote, really. They explain it very widely. She works for this guy. She has a crush on Matt Murdock. We find out her boss is kind of working, is what was he doing? He's doing some crooked deals and whatnot. And you got Daredevil that wants to get the information from him. You got these red ninjas that pop up and want to fight, and it's really nice. And then, of course, in the end, Gwenpool disappears. I think the art in this book, I actually do like the art in this book. That's one thing I will say. I do like the art. I like the way Gwenpool looks also. It's very anime-esque, to be quite honest. I like it. Oh, Devia, what's going on, man? You missed it. You missed it. You missed the best part of this show, in your opinion. You just missed your thing. You just missed me saying I can't wait for Joe Quesada to leave so that Peter Parker, can possibly get Mary Jane back and we can get Spider-Man back the way it was. You just missed it. If I were you, rewind 5 minutes into the past and seriously watch it. I know you don't want to go into the past. You like to stay live. I'm sure we'll be live for a while. You should go back and just see that because I think you'll be very happy. Just don't comment on it while we're doing this. When you're done watching it and you jump back to live, then you can say something. But I thought this was a nice intro. Again, it's a spotlight for Gwenpool or Venomized Gwenpool. If you're interested, check it out. If you're not, and you just want to see Venomverse, wait for Venomverse. Speaking of Venom, Venom 152, Venom versus Stragan, and we actually get to see Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, who are also investigating what's going on in the sewers. And we get some nice artwork on some pages, and then on other pages it kind of felt a little But I like, for the majority of the book, I liked it. We find out that the government, we find out a little bit on Venom and the government. Turns out the government's been injecting or inoculating Brock with some type of, we don't know, some type of a concoction that if he ever was to rebond with the symbiote, basically his body is inhospitable to the host. There's no way to really fix it because they don't know what the cocktail they put into Eddie Brock is. However, they do have a means of suppressing all the stuff that's now in Eddie Brock's system that's pushing the symbiote out. So until they find a cure, they have a suppressant, and of course Eddie Brock still has to work for oh geez. Oh my God, why did her name leave me? Don't leave me. Don't leave me. I don't care. I'll read right here and I'll find out where. Something Allen. Liz Allen. And as long as he works for Liz Allen, he'll get the ability to keep the symbiote without it hurting, and possibility of finding a cure at some point. Interesting story indeed. I feel like by the end of this story arc, they'll fix it. So they'll fix the whole symbiote or the separation problem, and then we go into Lethal Protectors, and that's going to be very interesting. Now, it's kind of funny because we're going to go into Hulk, which will then lead into an X-Men book with a Hulk. No, you can leave that there for now, and then we're going to finish out with the X-Men. I still think Gwenpool is boring, but that's just my opinion. I don't read Gwenpool, Tevia. This is just for Edge of the Venomverse. I love this team up. I agree. And wasn't it Liz Allen? Yes, it was. Hulk issue number 8. So we find this was a very straightforward book. Oliver ended up having too much of that monster juice, and now the cameramen are kind of on the run, and they think they just got like a bunch of great spikes. You've got Jen, who's kind of trying to, look into this matter because she thinks that it was, a setup, and she didn't know at first that it was just for hits or whatever. Oliver actually chases down both of those dudes to find out where they got the drugs from, and now he wants a cure. They tell him where it is. He breaks in. He wants a cure, and now, of course, you've got Jen hulked out, ready to go and save Oliver from possibly himself. And that is a hugely abbreviated version of that. But I will say this now, getting over that little overview, I do like the artwork in this book. It's an interesting direction. I mean, it's the dudes that she was watching to keep herself calm, to keep herself from hulking out. It's okay. The story arc's all right. I don't know where we're going to go with Hulk. Hulk is turning back into She-Hulk, which is cool to see that She-Hulk will get her own book name back at least. She'll still be dealing with the whole being gray and scarry, I think. But I don't know if we'll be keeping it physical or we'll be moving to digital. I think I'm going to wait out and see when they renumber and retitle it back to She-Hulk. Try the first story arc. If I'm still feeling the way I'm feeling now, I'll probably end up moving it to a digital pile. But still discuss it with you guys, of course. Old Man Logan, issue 26. This is one of my favorite books of the week. I really enjoyed this. So we find out a little bit more about Maestro. Maestro and his group find this secluded, remote Yukon territory place, and they basically just take it over. I'm just going to tell you that now. They take it over. Maestro sends out a hit crew to get Logan because he knows Logan's on his tail. You get to see a guest appearance with Puck in this book because Logan's trying to find information out about where they're at. And also, Maestro wants Billy Bob dealt with. Actually, Deadly Class is reader-friendly since it's a new class. Oh, really? That's good news. At least she finally being She-Hulk again. Hopefully, she'll be fun She-Hulk. I agree, Tevia. So the team attacks Logan. They take him down. Then they turn on Billy Bob and take him down. Honestly, I like the artwork. I know a lot of people are not fans of Deodato's artwork. I'm sorry. I should show some artwork. I did show one page of artwork, but let's show you guys some Maestro. There's some Maestro artwork up in here. And then I'm going to show you guys some Logan artwork. I like Deodato's artwork for Old Man Logan. I feel like it fits. Deodato did Wolverine Origin, I believe. I forgot what book it was. But he did do the book that actually had the Old Man Logan arc in it. A different artist, obviously, did the Old Man Logan arc. However, I'm digging this Old Man Logan versus Maestro. The story arc's really good. It's perfect jumping on point was about 2 issues ago when this started. If you'd like to see Wolverine through time, I would recommend that as well because that's kind of Logan finally coming to terms of, I'm here. I'm going to make the most of my future. And if I ever can get back there to see my family again or to get the baby Hulk again, I'll do it. But till then, I'm going to live life to the fullest again. And then we get into this series now where the past or the wastelands have found Logan. And now Maestro wants to do what Bruce Banner did from the Old Man Logan universe. And Logan obviously is going to stop him from doing that by any means necessary. Now, I don't know why they left Logan for dead. You'd think they'd find a way to decapitate him or something, but they just left him and Billy Bob just laying there dead. They were supposed to eliminate Logan, not hurt him and leave him because he's going to regen and come back. Again, comic books and their wonderful little twist at the end. So other than the ending, though, I'm just liking the story arc. I'm liking the artwork. If you like Logan, if you like Old Man Logan, check it out. I would love to see the regular Wolverine back. I would be okay with taking Old Man Logan back to the Wastelands, but that's just me. Obviously, Old Man Logan's sticking around for a while. Did you see the trailer for the new arc of Generations? No, I did not. I'll have to look it up. The Defenders, issue number 3.
I looked through that.
Mike looked through that. And it turns out the Punisher's not working for Diamondback, so everybody relax. The Punisher wants Diamondback for himself, and I got to show the artwork with the Punisher.
I do have to mention one thing about the Punisher.
Go ahead. I'm going to look for the Punisher. He looks damn good.
He looks good, but I don't know. They made him look kind of weak when Luke Cage...
Michael, Luke Cage is indestructible.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like... I don't know. It's like he was there just 2 seconds and they just knocked him out.
Yeah, he took him out. He choked him out. So they survived. They weren't shot by real bullets. Black Cat has thrown down with Diamondback. She's thrown up a red flag with him. He's like, you keep betraying me. You keep turning, you keep saving these guys. I'm going to come for you. And she's like, good luck. I mean, you still got the Defenders after you. I hate Diamondback. And you get a little bit of a backstory. If you don't know about Diamondback and Luke Cage, like who Diamondback is, you get let's see how many pages it was. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of his backstory with Luke Cage. So if you don't know who he is, you get the explanation there right before the Punisher jumps in. Who's looking for Diamondback himself to bring him to justice? However, Luke Cage and Daredevil are also looking for Diamondback. And then what I do like is you get this wonderful kind of moment in the very beginning of the book where they're all now with Nightmare Nurse because they've all been, hit by either Diamondback or Punisher. So they get the information from the Punisher. Iron Fist and Jessica Jones come face to face with Diamondback, and then you get a really you know, I feel like this book kind of ends. Every issue has ended with the Defenders getting something broken, getting shot, getting. Oh, what was it? What happened to Luke Cage was in the first issue. Then they got shot in the second issue. Now in this issue, another member gets hurt. I mean, geez, Jessica, Luke, all this next is Daredevil? I don't know, but I feel like Diamondback just keeps taking him, and apparently he has some type of a super hero or some type of a serum within him that's giving him these powers. And I'll tell you the truth, I hate him. Can you show us Diamondback? Sure, I can show you Diamondback. Personally, I wish the old Man Logan would go. Oh, of course you would. Let's see. You want to see some Diamondback? I'll show you some Diamondback. I think we're better off showing him in the beginning of the book. Here's some Diamondback. Remember? Sorry for the glare. So that's Diamondback. And now Michael's got his book so I can check my Xbox.
Yes, so this is Jean Grey's number 4, where she bows alongside the unworthy Thor. Now, this book kind of felt like, I understand she doesn't want to turn into the Phoenix. I mean, we've all seen that story alone and everything, but in this story, I just felt like it was just her going to the bar where Thor was, and she's just like basically like drinking, and he's like telling her, you know, just a story about all of what's going on. And we have some artwork here, which is drawn really nicely, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
And she just is like trying to tell, like, to ask him how she can turn into the Phoenix, because she doesn't want to go there. And for those of you who are wondering if I'm going to be getting Generations of Phoenix, Phoenix and Jean Grey number 1, probably not. It's going to be written by Cullen Bunn and the art is by R.B. Silva, so it's going to be on sale in August. Maybe I'll check it out digitally, but physically I'm probably going to skip out on that.
Sorry?
This one?
No, yes, you are. I'm buying Generations. We're getting all the Generations books.
Okay, then never mind.
We're not getting that cover, though. We're getting the Generations that connect and make the poster. I told you, that's part of Generations. It's not a one-shot.
Well,
Generations.
I didn't know if you were getting this one.
Yeah, Generations we're getting. We're getting all of Generations.
All right, but anyway. So, yeah, so all the Unworthy Thor's men's come in. And I like that splash page that they showed in this one. And after the fight, it's just him just going back to his memory stories of the war and stuff like that. So, to be honest, it was just kind of an iffy book. But, I don't know. I'm just saying that she's going to be checking out Weapon X as the next issue with Psylocke, it looks like, for next month. So that's really what. So that's what it really is. Just her investigation of not turning into the Phoenix. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just good, but it could have been a little bit better with just fighting alongside, other than just saying like more of a story-ish.
Bobby says he's getting the connecting covers too. Of course, it's the last event that's spiraling out of Secret Empire that leads. Now, see, I love how Marvel backs up a little bit, and they're like, oh, well, Secret Empire is ending, but it's leading to Generations, and then once we start Legacy, there's going to be no more events for 18 months. That's like DC saying they're never going to do a Crisis again, but there's a book in my pile over there that says otherwise, but we'll get to that. Okay, another one down. X-Men Blue issue 7. Now, after reading this book, I went, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait. In the last issue, Jean and the others were like in Manipur, and they were supposed to be becoming ninjas. The last issue, wasn't there more, or would they literally just ended on that? Because I thought there was a story, at least a 2-part story about that. And then I open up the book here, and just like with the Amazing Spider-Man book and the other tie-in books, it starts off where what happened with Hydra happened. You know, basically the world fell to Captain America and Hydra. All the young X-Men, the X-Men Blue team, are now still in America. The mutants are moved out of America, because aren't we getting Venomverse, Spider-Man 2, and Legacy? Those are not events, though, Tevia. Those are in-book events and miniseries. When they say no events, they mean no world-changing events like what's happening now with Secret Empire or what happened with Secret Wars, stuff like that. Not what, not in Civil War 2, not little miniseries and book-centric events. Those are, Venomverse is its own thing in the Venom books. Spider-Man 2 is a miniseries connected to Spider-Man. Legacy is not an event. Legacy is just what's happening with the universe. But yeah, so the New Mutants are not, or the X-Men Blue Team are not part of the mutant civilization outside of America, and it's pissing off the leaders, Emma Frost, Beast, Sebastian Shaw, and their almighty leader, Zorn.
I don't like Emma Frost.
I hate Emma Frost. But basically they talk about dealing with the X-Men Blue problem because they keep breaking people out of jail. So Emma sends a strike team to collect them and bring them back. And they do. And that strike team is Firestar, Mondo, Marrow, Wolfsbane, Toad, and then later on we find out that
Wolfsbane, wasn't she an X-Factor?
She was an X-Factor. Marrow was an X-Man. Firestar was an X-Man. And Mondo and Toad obviously were bad guys. We get to see the new costume for Jimmy. Jimmy looks good in his new Wolverine costume, I will say that. You get your comics on Comixology. I started because I got no more. I just started because I got no more room. Yes, we get Comixology. We get DCBS for our physicals.
No, they said you get your comics
digitally? Yes, from Comixology we get our comics.
Okay.
Because sometimes they have really great deals, and like we've said before, Comic Frontline, we all share an account where we get a lot of books. Anyway, also Archangel is part of the team. So they basically easily, all right, Justin, have a good night, man. Great show, Chris and Michael. Congrats on returning to DA. Have a good one. Take care, Justin. Hopefully we'll do it earlier next time so you can stick around for the whole show.
There, Justin.
But yeah, so Havoc shows up. They defeat the X-Men Blue Team, and they get taken away. And then we get Emma Frost welcoming Scott to the to the world. And she's like, "It was always you and me, Scott." And I'm like, ugh. So apparently we lost the other story. Who cares? It wasn't good anyway. Nobody was enjoying it, and the artwork was like, what? And we're now headlong in Secret Empire. I still miss the rest of the Ultimate X-Men. Don't we all, Tevia? But now the X-Men are basically prisoners of Emma Frost, the older Beast, and the rest of mutant kind. We don't know where Magneto is. It's rumored that he's dead, but I don't think obviously he isn't dead. I don't know. This looks like an interesting story. I enjoyed this book. Out of all the Marvel books this week, this, Defenders, Old Man Logan, I really enjoyed the three of those books for sure. Emma being back, I don't like that. First of all, she was supposed to be a bad guy. Why is she leading the New Mutant Utopia? Again. But, oh well, anyway, I thought it was a good book. I like the artwork. I'm glad the artist is back on this book, I believe. Smith, Cullen Bunn and Smith are doing this one. So great artwork still nonetheless. I like the Wolverine costume. See where it goes. Next two. Supergirl 11. I am not digging this artwork. Long story short, big fight, and then they escape the Phantom Zone. And the girl that she tries to save ends up staying in the Phantom Zone to keep everything kind of copacetic, because the Phantom Zone needs help just like the regular world. So she stays. Batgirl and Supergirl go back. We see the other dude is kind of questioning whether he wants to stay in Central City or he wants to go to Gotham. And then we get a big twist at the end with Cat Grant, to be continued. And then, of course, we get a little memorial for Adam West, which I want to show because Adam West, first Batman. I regret buying Supergirl 11. You regret buying Supergirl 11. I regret buying Supergirl. I don't want to say in general, but I'm not digging this artist. I really don't like this artist for the book. The artwork is changing. And, of course, like Marvel, DC is starting to post this whole, hey, you got the book physically, you get a free digital copy, and we're going to buff the price up to $3.99. So the book went from $2.99 to $3.99, and it's digital. It's got a digital copy attached to it, which I never use. Let's be honest, everybody. If you have the physical copy, unless you want to have a means, once you read these books, you don't have to go back and read them for a long time anyway. So you're going to put them in a box. You're going to forget about them for a while, and then you go back years later and go, oh, I remember this arc, and you're going to read the physical copy again. But there are some people that like digital copies. I'm not going to say everybody's like that, but I got to be honest. I don't like the artwork, and it's $3.99 now, so I don't know. I mean, I want to stick around because the Emerald Empress is going to be a major story arc in Supergirl at some point. But I got to be honest, they added that extra $1 so you get a free digital copy. I don't know if it's worth my $3.99 physically. I might end up going digital with Supergirl. I don't want to. I really wanted to ride out the whole Superman family. I know I dropped New Superman. I kind of regret it. I might go back and trade paperback it. But at the same time, if I drop New Superman and it was just and Supergirl is something even lower, I'm really going to think hard about, well, there's going to be a new artist. So I really want to give the new artist a try first. But now it's also the story, so got to wait and see. Superwoman issue number 12. Huge fight between Steel and Lana. And they kind of go, Steel goes and goes to... where he went. He went home for a while because him and Lana were living together. He wanted to go deal with his own stuff. We get more backstory with Marcus's with Steele's brother. We get more with oh god, I forgot his name already. Skyhook. Superwoman fights Skyhook a bit in this book as well. They bring down Skyhook. They don't know where. They still don't know where Zeke is though, by the way. And you got Steel in who finally kind of comes to a sense because him and Natalia kind of like. They want revenge because of what happened with Zeke, and Lana's kind of trying to be that person that what's the word I'm looking for, that voice of reason. And I think there was a couple of problems with her and Steel, and I hope we get to see that play out more. But in the end, Skyhook gets taken down. We still don't know where Zeke is, but we find out that Superwoman or Lana apparently doesn't even need the suit. I love how they make the plot look like she needs the suit to be Superwoman. And now, literally 2 issues later, we find out that Superwoman could be, or Lana could be Superwoman without the suit, that it's something inside of her all along. What's up, Rob Wise Guy? Great review so far. Thanks for keeping me company on my overnight shift. Dude, man, anytime, man, you are welcome here. And I actually, I lost Justin already. I'd like to point out real quick, and Alan, if you're still in chat, please post up a link. If you like company, I hate to do an advertisement in the middle of a review. I should have done it at the beginning of the end, but I'm going to interrupt myself. Well, Michael's next anyway for 2 seconds and say this. If you like being kept company during overnight shifts at night, I am going to start working on my Twitch channel where I'm going to be streaming gameplay there. Because I noticed on Frontline Gaming Zone, our videos are a good hour, 2 hour, 3 hours long. And it deters people when the video is post live. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing my live streams over on my Twitch channel, downloading the video and cutting it into parts and putting it on Frontline Gaming Zone post live later. So I'm going to be doing the live feed for hours at night. So if you need somebody to keep you company at night, go over to my Twitch channel. My Twitch channel is exactly the same as my YouTube. It's twitch.tv/DarkAvengerC86. I'm really looking to build that up. So if you like to watch some games, it's DarkAvengerC86, Bobby. It is. I will try to do it. I think that's how you do it. You just put that in your browser, and you will find my my Twitch, and you can follow me. I'm going to be doing some I keep wanting to say walkthrough. I'm going to be doing some playthroughs. I'm going to be doing hours of playthroughs, and then I'm going to be cutting them. If you don't like long videos, that's fine. Because on Frontline Gaming Zone, I'm going to be putting them up at about 10 to 15 to 20-minute parts each. Thank you, Bobby, for the follow. And but if you need somebody to keep you company live and you want to come into a chat and talk with people about games and stuff like that, come join me. I don't know what my schedule is going to be for Twitch yet. I've still got to figure that out. But I figure I'm playing a lot of games now. I'm actually downloading a bunch of games that were from my 360 over to my Xbox One now that the backlist library has grown. And good night, Tabby. I'll see you in 5 minutes. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming videos there and then translating them to Frontline Gaming Zone. Done. Go ahead. If you want to hear more about that, come on Frontline, Dark Avenger Live Friday. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I figure it works out better that way. Have the hours of one game or one video on Twitch where it's kind of known, and then put the party video on YouTube where people actually expect only 15 to 20 minute long videos. And it'll help build up Frontline Gaming Zone and help me build up my Twitch channel. Go ahead.
So Justice League America issue number 10. This is the new story arc called Curse of the King Butcher, and this is part 1 of that. So in this book, since we said goodbye to the character Maka, I believe. See, King Butcher. Now let me explain what King Butcher is from the story. King Butcher gives a person a dream, and they feel better, you know, like they don't feel any pain or anything and stuff like that. But there's consequences in the end when they get something that they don't like. So they get a dream of or a special memory that's special to them, but in the end, it's not such a great dream. It gets like, you gotta read the book to mostly understand. But we got a little bit of you know, backstory about Lobo's story, and we also have Ray, who is what's his name? Caden. He goes like Caden's campaign to support him and everything. The artwork's great in this book, by the way. And he talks about you know, the might beyond the mirror thing and stuff like that, where the King Butcher comes in and you know, Ray's out of the picture and everything. And then it's just really in the end where King Butcher brings Ray to see his family back from years ago. A little bit different, but I think it could be an illusion in some way, trying to fool you and stuff like that. Because sometimes dreams can fool you very much. But it was a really good book, I must say.
This book is Green Lantern, Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, issue 24. Another book I'm really enjoying right now. And easy to sum up. The Yellow Lantern and Green Lantern Corps bond. In this issue, we start to see it break down. And Fracture is a good title, but I would think Breakdown would be better. So Saranic confronts Kyle about Sarko. John and Hal confront Romaru about Tomar 2's death, or Tomar 2 about Romaru. I'm sorry. Tomar 2 about Romaru's death. I don't like certain decisions that are made, not only from Saranic, but also by John Stewart. Saranic actually does something dark to Kyle. I will talk about that. She actually gets mad at him for what he's done. She calls him an alley rat, like what her father used to call him, and she basically scarred him for life with the Yellow Lantern Corps symbol, kind of like what Hal did to Sinestro with the Green Lantern Corps. I think that Saranic has the essence of Sinestro still in her somehow. But John Stewart makes an announcement about what Tomar 2 did. The Yellow Lanterns want to kill him. You got Kyle, who goes to Guy with the scar that Saranic gave him. Basically, everything's falling apart, and now it's up to Hal Jordan to protect Tomar 2. I don't like the decisions that are made by John Stewart. He's not being controlled. The question mark goes to whether Saranic is being controlled or being possessed by Sinestro, or maybe she's just going down that dark path. And I don't know. But I'll tell you, this is very intriguing, this book. Very intriguing indeed. Batman Detective Comics 960. So we find out, actually, Brant mentioned this today in our group chat. Action Comics 1000 is going to be hitting in March of 2018. Detective Comics 1000 will be March of 2019. Get hyped now for it. I'm really excited. So is Saranic becoming the next Sinestro? I know it sounds depressing, but It's a very strong possibility, Tevye. I know you don't like hearing that, but it's a strong possibility. And in this book, we get more about Batman and Zatanna. Batman needing answers to certain things or to learn certain things. Azrael has some trials he's going through along with the replacement he has. And you see that Azrael's kind of losing himself again. We get introduced to the Genesis sphere. And actually, Zatanna mentions a bit about the metal in Earth, and that kind of keys in on the next issue I'm reviewing, but Mike's going next. But the book after that, it keys into that. We get some Luke and Batwoman moments where they're trying to figure out this machine that's taken over Azrael's spot. And then we have Azrael who shows up, and now he's kind of not in control of himself either. Lots of creative things are breaking down in Detective Comics too. However, Batman has questions he needs answered or things he needs to learn. And I'm looking forward to where this book's going as well, but I'm more looking forward to 1000.
Yeah, now I want to show this cover because I really like this cover. Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 12, and this is The Life of Bizarro Part 1. Now, from here, it looks like the death of Superman on the camera, but it's backwards because this is supposed to be the death of Bizarro, and I really like how I did that cover. But anyway, just to make this long story short, while Bizarro is in a coma and Red Hood and Artemis are going to fight Solomon Grundy because somebody assigned Solomon Grundy to go after him, we don't know who it is, they both fight after him. But Bizarro, having super hearing, hears about it, and unconditioned still, he goes to fight Solomon Grundy. And this is what I'm saying. As I'm seeing Bizarro fighting Solomon Grundy, this was kind of a mashup they did with the death of Superman. Solomon Grundy was Doomsday, and Bizarro was Superman. And the whole thing of just seeing him just dead like that was like Red Hood was probably Lois Lane, and Red Artemis was Jimmy Olsen. Because he was at
or
the scene
vice
also.
versa.
Or vice versa. So because he fought, he died then. But somebody comes to meet both Red Hood and Artemis in the end. And you know who that was? Lex Luthor Superman.
That's going to be interesting to see if he brings back.
That is going to be interesting to see if he brings him back. But it says 2 words, Lex and Luthor. So I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm seeing that he's turning over a new leaf, but I really don't know.
He is until a certain arc in Action
That's
Comics
what I'm
happens.
saying. So you got to be aware of Lex Luthor. But really awesome book. I really enjoyed reading that Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Titans issue 13 is just an all-out fight. The Titans break into the Hive in order to get...
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Many people were telling me about this. Who is Flash with?
Donna.
That is Donna. I thought that's who it was.
So this is just an all-out fight book, and Flash actually, or Wally, pushes himself a bit further where he's not even a blur anymore. Time freezes, and he's able to kind of tap into something that allows him to move even faster, and somehow he's still okay. We get to see Gnark again in his new costume, which is cool, and they want to help out the Titans.
I agree, Tevye. I don't think Lex is going to stay good forever.
He isn't. So the Titans win. However, Bumblebee's memories have already been moved, which means there was a traitor in the bunch that gave the Hive a heads up on, their arrival. And I love how, now I'm going to mention this, Lilith tells Garth, don't say anything. And then instead of Dick pointing the finger at Garth, which I think Lilith knows it's Garth, he points a finger at Lilith. And I was like, whoa, okay. Obviously, she's not the traitor. I think it's Garth. I don't know why or how, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because now the team knows there's a traitor and they think it's Lilith. And if it's proven not to be Lilith, they're all going to be wary of each other. Donna and Wally kind of decide to take a step back a little bit because Donna doesn't want anybody hurt. And I think she knows about, she has a feeling about Arsenal's feelings for her. Gnark, I'm hoping he partner. Yeah, I might. Okay, so now, I'm sorry, I mentioned this was next and it was Titans. Now we're into Dark Days, the casting, the prelude to metal, and I love these. This cover is a chromium cover, and it is gorgeous. It looks on screen, it doesn't look as amazing as it does in person, but it continues the story from Dark Days last month, where Batman's teaming up with Wonder Woman, and he gets ninth metal. Joker and has the conversation between Duke and Green Lantern, and guess what? Now we know why Duke isn't Robin or Batman or anything. Duke's bloodline is apparently connected to the metal in the DC Universe Earth, which is making him a new meta. He's part of a new meta-human race coming up, the new generation of meta-humans. So basically, he's not even going to be a bad person. He's going to be somebody completely. There's a back story that goes on while we're reading the book with Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and it's connected to the ninth metal and to the metals of Earth. But anyway, Batman has a conversation with Talia. Yes, that's right. Talia al Ghul shows up, and he does a trade. He trades his ninth metal for, what was it, eighth metal? I want to make sure. I want to see if I could trade the eighth metal form of the metal for the ninth. And she's like, that would trade light for darkness. So he trades with Talia. Got a fight with Joker, Duke, and Green Lantern going on in the Batcave. He gets the Blade of Shazam, by the way. This is something that we need to talk a bit about. The Blade of Shazam, which is the light. And what happens is Joker escapes, but not without divulging a lot of information about the new meta world and how Duke's mom and especially Duke have some type of a meta connection. And apparently Duke's powers are starting to manifest. Batman shows up. Joker's gone. He kind of freaks out. He talks about what he's been doing. And the machine is the machine he was working on gets reconstructed thanks to Duke using Hal Jordan's ring. Batman tries to seal things off so things don't go down a dark path. Unfortunately, all Batman sees is darkness. And what just happened, the Dark Knights are coming, and with them, the true father of Batman. The invasion begins with Metal in stores in August. I believe I got it. I believe I got the first issue. I believe Metal, and I probably will get the next issue of Metal as well. Metal is going to be the young, or a version or a piece somehow of the DC universe, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's going to be kind of like Young Animals. I'll grab the miniseries Metal, but I probably will let it go after that unless there are certain books I like. Those I'll be reading digitally. I cannot afford to get any more physical books. It's like Bobby said in the beginning, I'm stacking up on the physicals. I'd rather have hard drives filled with, now we just got a 2 terabyte hard drive for our Xbox. I need to get another 2 terabyte hard drive for my computer because I'm going to just start stocking up on my Comixology is actually online, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'd rather have it stocked up that way. Less room taken in my house. So only the books that really matter I'll keep buying physically. That means we still have the 2 Jokers left. Right. So let's talk about my favorite book, which is Action Comics 983. Superman is blind, and Zod finds out about it. Not only does Zod find out about that, but Zod finds out that Superman has a wife and son, and he's like, you don't get to have that. I'm not allowing this to happen. So each one of the members of the Super Family fight a member of the Revenge Squad. Things don't look so good for Superman. Things don't look good for Superman's team. They get kind of taken down and sent away to the Phantom Zone. We're led to believe that Zod kills Lois and John, which I'm sure he doesn't. It doesn't look like he does at all. So the Super Family gets sent to the Phantom Zone, and Zod, spoiler, betrays half of his team and ends up sending Cyborg, Superman, and Eradicator into the Phantom Zone as well. And basically, he's making his own team now with Metallo, Mongol, and Blank. Basically, he's like, we don't need them. Everything that's happening, everything that's going on now is exactly what he desires. So everything is being done because this is what Zod wanted. So Zod basically took over the team and sent the Revenge Squad's leader and Eradicator, his tag team buddy, into the Phantom Zone with the Super Family. So now I feel like we're going into the next arc because now the Super Family's stuck in the Phantom Zone. Cyborg, Superman, and Eradicator are stuck in the Phantom Zone. Zod, Mongol, Blank, and Metallo. Metallo is the least threatening, but you still got Zod, Metallo, and Zod and Blank still out, and Mongol still out there. And where's Lois? Where's John? Because we know they didn't die. And what's going to happen next? How are they going to get out of the Phantom Zone and stop Zod? And because obviously now you can see that either Cyborg Superman's going to be stuck in the Phantom Zone and Eradicator will team up with Superman. How is Superman going to get his sight back? How are they going to get out of the Phantom Zone? And how are they going to stop Zod? Mongol will probably leave the space again before he gets thrown in the Phantom Zone. And Blank will probably disappear into space again, or he'll get trapped in the Phantom Zone. I don't know what Cyborg, Superman, or Eradicator, what's going to happen with them. But it's telltale that Zod somehow will get thrown into the Phantom Zone again, at the very least. So
we'll see.
I am loving Action Comics. Definitely one of my top books of the week. You'll be seeing that book for sure. A little spoiler there in my top 5 because Action is just a lot of fun. But anyway, that's it for this review.
Yep.
And I don't know how long we've went.
I think we went about an hour.
Yeah, we went about an hour. See, we went about an hour, and we didn't get. I think we did get a little bit too into detail with certain books, but again, we're coming into this new format. As we move forward, obviously things will change, and we'll go more to a discussion base. And hopefully with an earlier start time, hopefully next week, we'll get more people to talk comics with instead of just talking about the comics to ourselves. If the live format doesn't work, which I don't see it not working, it worked great tonight. And we did it super late, and we had great viewers. Thank all of you who are here live with us. Bobby, Gomez, Tevya. We had Mike T who popped in for a bit. Justin who popped in for a bit.
Bobby.
I mentioned Bobby. We had Gomez. Mr. Gretzky popped in at the very, very, very beginning.
Rob Wise
and Jordan and Rob Wise Guy, who's on his all-night shift. Rob, I hope this helped you out. You had something to listen to while you're working overnight. But for those of you watching this post live, feel free to leave your comments below about any of the books we talked about here. What are your thoughts? Likes, dislikes, agree, disagree. You are welcome to let us know in the comments below. If you're new to my channel, hopefully you'll click that sub button so I'm in your sub box. You don't miss out on a single comic review. I should have some haul videos up soon. I'm still waiting on our X-Men variant covers. I'm going to have to write Midtown again. I don't know where any of those are. But if we have a haul video, you know, we'll do one. Over on Frontline, tomorrow's Frontline Live. Don't miss that. And then this Friday, don't miss Dark Avenger Live, where we'll talk about a whole bunch of things. But we will talk a little bit more in depth about my Twitch channel. If you are on Twitch, if you like watching playthroughs, some multiplayer, this, that, and the other thing, follow me on Twitch right now. I've got my Xbox One connected to it and my PlayStation 4. So we have a wide variety of games we can play in and of that. And as the Twitch channel, if the Twitch channel grows, so will the equipment and the streaming stuff and whatever else is needed. As the channel grows, obviously stuff that's needed for the channel will also become available, for it. So till then, guys, thank you guys so much for being a part of this with us. Dark Avenger Comic Review Live is back. Dark Avenger Comic Review is back in the heart and soul of Dark Avenger C86. See you next time, Rob Wise Guy. Have a good night. Stay strong on your late night shift, man. I wish I could say I'm streaming a little bit of games, but I'm bushed tonight, and we have Frontline Live tomorrow, so I'll probably abstain from doing any streams tonight. But hopefully you'll follow me on Twitch if you like watching gameplays. This way we could talk, I could stream, and we'll have some fun. So, Rob, hopefully you can follow me on Twitch. And everybody else, if you haven't followed me on Twitch, hopefully you guys will follow me on Twitch. If you're not on Twitch, no worries. Like I said, the parts will be going up on Frontline Gaming Zone. So if you're subscribed to Frontline Gaming Zone, you'll be seeing the stream just in multiple parts. Yep. Take care, everybody. Have a great night, and we will definitely see you next time, guys. Take care. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you guys soon.
Hey, everybody.
Keep reading, keep collecting.
Indeed.
I did not forget. Yeah, I thought I was going to forget, but I didn't forget. So keep reading, keep collecting. I'll see you guys really soon.
And the road to 500 begins now.
This is just a couple of an ending. So good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.